another episode. And today we're going to talk about, has the media given Ant his flowers too early, excuse me. What y'all think?
I'm gonna say yes, only based off of the fact of how people have changed their tunes post the series. Because prior to the series, I'm hearing everybody: Stephen A. Smith, Kendrick Perkins, Anthony Edwards is now the face of the league, and I'm like, well, damn. I mean, he hadn't won anything yet. This is his first time making an All-NBA team. He hadn't won an MVP. Hasn't even made the finals yet. Already face of the league. Off of what? Because he has the charisma. I mean, honestly, if we're gonna keep it a beam, if we're gonna be honest, because we are honest on this podcast, let's just say the reason why they're calling him the face of the league is because he looks like Michael Jordan. Can we just be honest? Can we be honest about that? He reminds people of Jordan. Jordan was the face of. I mean, you can make the argument if you think of the NBA, you think of Jordan. So we just wanted to anoint him when there was no merit to anoint him. If we just gonna keep it a stag. I mean, are we opposed to that logic?
I'm not feeling the whole. I don't think he's the face of the league yet, man. Especially after that whole getting tired stuff. Like, bro, you're 22 and you supposed to be Jordan's son and you talking about you tired, fam? Like, come on, man. And then he was doing a lot of complaining to the refs. Like, when stuff wasn't going his way, he was doing a lot of complaining to the refs. So you can't just talk that talk, man, and then just fade away. We're definitely going to insert that McQueen. Oh, he's fading. Oh, he's fading.
McQueen is fading. McQueen is fading. Fading fast.
The hate is for.
Hey.
I think he's got the potential to be face of the league. Now that doesn't mean he's face of the league right now, because I think the NBA is kind of absent of a face of the league. Honestly, if I put my thumb to it, the NBA is marketing Jason Tatum to be the face of the league right now. That's what they're marketing, and that doesn't mean he's the best player in the league, but that's kind of what they're marketing, because we know the NBA they don't give a rat's ass about Jokic, Giannis, Luka. They don't really care about those guys as much because they're international. Embiid, throw Embiid in there. SGA. Really the 5 best players in the league are not from America. So we know the NBA don't really care about that because they won't really market those guys. If I'm the NBA, honestly, I will market. I don't think Jokic is that marketable.
He's starting to get there, though. Like, he's been doing a lot of.
I know, but I'm talking about like face of the league.
Oh yeah.
Face of the league, man. Probably if it was any of those. If it was any of those, it would be Giannis. But I feel like Giannis is kind of he's
up there in age.
Yeah, he's getting up there in age. Like, and then my second option would be Luka. I don't know about Luka though, but as far as like marketability, I don't think he has that charisma.
You know about that charisma?
I don't think so.
I think I may disagree with that one.
I might have to disagree with that
I don't
too.
really think he has that.
Hey, Luka been talking that talk. Luka been standing on
I
business, 10 toes down.
I wouldn't consider that charisma.
That's not charisma.
I don't think it's necessarily.
I think we need to see him. We need to see him like on camera, like on some commercials.
I just don't think
something.
he's that entertaining. When you look at him speaking, I know he's foreign. He doesn't entertain me. Like,
You think? But what about Giannis though?
Giannis entertains me. He's like he's like silly, goofy.
I'm a freak
Like,
of sheets.
yeah, he needs to chill with those. But insert clip.
Kids on there.
So guys, the freak.
Stop. What is wrong with you?
He could be a freak on the court and on the shit.
Oh my
You
God.
know.
But yeah, I don't think
So-
think Luka's entertaining at all, and he doesn't have any charisma that radiates from him. He really doesn't have that type of aura.
So back to the question. So do you think that Anthony Edwards, they've been giving him his flowers too early?
Yeah, you can say that.
Well,
I would
that
say
was-
too early.
okay.
Because we weren't hating. We were
Yeah,
just
we're
answering
just
the
saying it's
question.
too early. Like,
Well,
we're not saying he can't be the
you were
face of the
telling me
league.
that his legacy was on the line, correct?
No. I said why should Rudy Gobert's legacy be on the line
How
over
is
the
Rudy
best
Gobert?
player of the team? But let's not make this a Rudy Gobert conversation, because based
We've
off
done
of
enough
the
bashing.
if we go to the data, go to the stats, Rudy Gobert did his job.
Huh?
He did.
Well, we need to look at those defensive analytics and
Well,
watch
his
the
on-
film because
his
he was getting
on-court-
toasted.
I mean, his encore plus minus. I mean, he led the team in plus minus while he was on the court.
That doesn't move me.
It doesn't.
That doesn't
It does
move me.
because people were saying he was a liability. Plus
He
minus
was.
defines if you're a liability or not. Because
Oh.
if you have the highest plus minus when you're on the court and off the court, your plus minus is a negative 21.4. I think that means that you're valuable.
So here's what you're telling me. You're telling me Rudy Gobert, if you put him on the court with Mike Conley, McDaniels.
No.
No.
I'm not gonna say his name. Alexander Walker.
Shades
You know
fraud
what
of
I'm
a
talking
cousin.
about. Yeah. And they got Nasri. You put those guys on the floor. They're gonna move you more in the right direction than the starting lineup.
This kind of sounds like a eye test type of question, but sir, if we go back to the clips of everything that you've spoken on this pod, your perspective has been based off of the analytics. I just gave you the analytics.
What's your eye test say?
No. You're not an eye test guy. I don't think you can make that statement.
Well, I'm gonna make this statement. What's the eye test say?
Sounds like you're changing the narrative. You're changing your
Didn't
team
they play
appearance.
Rudy Gobert in the?
Kind of sounds like
Did they play Rudy Gobert in the crunch time of that game 5? I don't think they did.
Either I or Jalen, I will put up the definition of hypocrisy and put a nice, clean-cut photo of my brother right next to that definition
Whatever
because
you're
you
talking
are,
But
like,
the
you are
point
contradicting
still
yourself.
stands. The point still stands. Rudy Gobert was getting torched defensively
Mm.
and offensively.
Mhm.
He was the game plan.
Mm.
Offensively, in the beginning of that game 5, they were playing high up on those screens and they was letting Rudy Gobert get easy shots at the rim. Easy shots. He looked in.
What was his field goal percentage on those shots?
Mhm.
What was his shooting splits on those shots? Was he making them?
Yeah, he was. But that's not the game plan.
So how is that
Like
his
that.
fault? How is that
You
his
can't-
fault? You got to blame coaching, and you got to
What you
blame
mean?
you got to blame those guys that have the ball in their hands.
Well, actually, he should have dominated more because he had a lot of switches in the paint. Insert clip: Kyrie Irving on him in the post. You got to make that, bro. You 7'2", bro.
All
You
I gotta say
7'2",
is-
man.
How can I get blamed? And I'm not even trying to be a Rudy Gobert defender, but I just got to call it how I see it.
Mm.
How can I get blamed if people are giving me the ball? I'm not supposed to be a number 1, number 2, number 3, even number 4 option. But I'm getting the ball and I'm making my shots and I get blamed? That doesn't make any sense
Here's
to
what
me.
the problem is: you're getting the ball.
And I'm making my shots.
no.
I
Some
am
of them-
making
no,
my
no,
shots.
And now some of them,
Like
some of
I
them
said-
shots he threw was some BS, bro.
Like
But
I
he
said,
made them though. Like he made them.
Like I said, and you're missing the point. The problem is he's getting the ball. That's the problem.
Blame
That's the
Anthony Edwards
underlying-
and Mike Conley.
No.
Blame them. They are your
No,
guards.
that's the game plan. That's the game plan. That was a great defensive
Well,
game
then-
plan. That's what it was, honestly.
Well, you can't
Props
blame
to
Rudy
the-
Gobert. Got to
props
blame
to the
coaching.
Mavericks. Props to the Mavericks. The Timberwolves, they always been limited.
Yeah, props to J Kidd, who somebody on
always
this
said-
panel said wasn't a good coach.
I
Props to J Kidd.
Man, I always said that the Timberwolves had CTE. I've been saying that since 2022 when they played against the Grizzlies. If you go back during that series, they really should have won it. They lost that series of 6. I knew they blew like a 25-point lead and won those games, and they blew leads all in the games they lost, except for game 3 or game 2. I think it was game 2, but Timberwolves have CTE offense, and that's fine, but. I think what they need they just need a more ball dominant guard. They should look for Darius Garland or somebody like that. They need like a ball dominant.
I'm sorry. Continue. I'm sorry. Darius Garland.
I don't.
You talking about the dude there that now people are saying Bones Highland's better?
What do you think the solution is now? If you had to tell me
For the
something.
Minnesota
the
Yeah,
Timberwolves.
what do you
Timberwolves?
think the solution?
I think for the best player to not become fatigued either because I've heard
So,
either.
Tom,
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Wait. So you think if Anthony Edwards was like going off putting like 35 points per game, that was sustainable?
I
You
think
thought that was sustainable?
I think if he would have played better offensively, then they probably would have stood a better chance and made the series a little bit more competitive than what it was.
No. I'm asking you, what do they need to win a championship? Because they're contenders. What do they need to win a championship?
They
Not to put up a
need-
better
they
fight
need-
against
they need-
the Dallas Mavericks.
They need a consistent bench. They need somebody other than just Nas Reed coming off the bench.
I agree with that.
They need
What do
honestly,
they need in the starting
like I said, they need to trade Gobert for Jared Allen. They need Jared Allen. I'd rather have Jared Allen than Rudy
I
Gobert.
agree too. I think Jared Allen's a better player than Gobert, honestly. I think he does everything.
They just need, and then other than that, they just need their 2-star players, their double-headed monster, to show up.
What's the lineup they play? Like they play like a big lineup. So if you're gonna play a big lineup, you need a more ball dominant point guard to get those bigs. Even though Rudy Gobert sucks offensively.
I agree with that. Mike Conley's over the hill, and they didn't have.
Okay, but look at how Garland.
He's not a.
But look at how Garland plays with Donovan Mitchell, a scorer, and then you got your Evan Mobley and stuff. How do you think he's really gonna fit in with the Timberwolves?
Well, I think honestly, it's really an easy fix. If you run Darius Garland, if you run him, getting the ball, high ball screen every time, I think that's an easy fix.
Okay,
because he's one of the best pick and roll players in the league.
I think it could.
He's got
I actually agree with
see
CJ.
the problem.
I think it could work. A few things have to happen though. Anthony Edwards has to develop his off-ball game, which is kind of absentee. I'm not saying he doesn't have it, but I mean, all the clips that I've seen and watching the games, he's more so like that's why I didn't agree with the Michael Jordan comps. He's more Dwayne Wade. So he has to improve his off-ball game, which I think he can. But also, the Minnesota Timberwolves have to be content with the fact that Darius Garland is not gonna, if he's gonna have that role, he's not gonna be like star, which means that he's gonna want money, and they're gonna have to handle that situation because he's not gonna be able to get a big contract based off of this role. So it depends on what type of contract you're gonna be willing to give him, because I'm not giving him like max dollars.
To that, Dwayne Wade, I'm sorry for the disrespect that you've gotten, because these folks were saying Anthony Edwards was already better than you, sir.
Who? Wait.
I was hearing a lot of that. I was seeing a lot of that on social media. They were like, Anthony Edwards is already passed.
06 Wade, 09 Wade. It was kind of crazy. People were saying.
Are you committed to really going out there and being the face of the league? Because they throwing that term around too loosely.
Okay.
Cameron said, to me, he's an all-star, but not a superstar yet.
Buddy,
It is what it ain't.
what else they say, Slip?
The most overrated athlete. Oh, this is a good one. Does he really love the game? He doesn't look like he's even in a good enough
He
shape.
just wrong.
I'm noticing he complains a bit. What happened to the next American prodigy?
Kevin Wild
I ain't
said.
trying to rub it in, but they saying this the furthest y'all gonna get.
This only the beginning. Cause I'm not who they think I am. I'm better. Believe that.